What happens when you're in your relationship and one of you is like, I'm ready to grow and dream and move forward and start doing big things, and the other partner's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm comfortable right where I am. Where does it leave you? How does it make you feel? It can leave you wondering, are we growing apart? Or are we just in a different season? Well, I want you to stay with us because today we're going to show you that you can begin building a relationship together and come together to have a created vision and shared dream. Find out how to do that right now. Well, welcome everyone to the Home to Haven podcast. We are so delighted you've tuned in, you've downloaded, or you've clicked on the thumbnail on YouTube and join us for another episode of the Home to Haven podcast, which is your home for faith-filled content that helps you communicate in your relationship. Remember, you can find us on YouTube or any of the major podcast platforms. Simply type in Home to Haven, search it, and we will pop up. And when it pops up, make sure you like and subscribe so we can reach more people just like you.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. Give us some feedback. Let you know what you're liking, what you want more of. We love to hear those comments. And so, yes, definitely show us some love out there.
Show us some love. So let us know what you like. And also, if there's any topics or question you have, make sure you can always DM us at Oak Haven Company on any of the social platforms. Or, of course, send an email to hi@oakhavencompany.com, and we'll read that and make sure we get it in.
Yeah, that's right. Now it is Maycember. Have you heard of that?
What?
Maycember is the new. Well, a lot of people are using it now. We used to say it like years ago when I was still teaching.
Okay.
But everybody's kind of jumped on the bandwagon, at least that I've seen.
Is it because it's half of the way of the year?
It's because May feels like December now, because everybody used to be like overwhelmed in December with holidays and family get-togethers and school stuff. Okay. And now it's like May is the month that everybody packs everything in. So you have like end of school, recitals, graduations, sports tournaments, teacher appreciation week, dress up days. And people are starting the switch from school to summer. And so lots going on.
Never heard of that term, Maycember.
So people are like, so much is coming at me. It's so busy. Let me get through Maycember.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
you told me something.
Are you getting through Maycember? Doing okay?
I'm doing okay. Let us know what you got going on. Put a comment and tell us what your Maycember is. Last week I was in St. Louis. So that was April.
That was April.
But I saw.
Now we're into May. We have some fun stuff coming up. We're pretty busy as well. We'll blink and it'll all be June.
It's a lot going on, but we get through it.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy.
We pray it, we plan it, and we pursue it. How about that?
We do. We do. So it's all good stuff. It's just lots of people are busy.
All right. So today we're going to jump into how to move forward. We get this a lot.
Yes.
When you're in your marriage or your relationship, and you're just like in completely different spaces. Wife is like, I want to do this. Husband like, yeah, I'm good. We see it where there was some couple and he thought they were just perfect.
Yes.
And just great. And she was a complete different of like, I'm on the brink of leaving him. And he was oblivious.
Right.
So how do you move forward and how do you come together when we're on different planets, different zip codes, time, everything.
You feel like you want different things. You're wondering, are we growing apart? Because I want this. Are we
growing apart, or are we just not aligned, or what happens? Because we hear this. Well, we grew apart. Irreconcilable differences. How do we even get to that place?
So a lot of it we talk about is that slow drift, right? We're not connecting in a way that's bringing us together intentionally.
Okay.
But it can create a lot of frustration on one side or even resentment if you're the one feeling like my partner doesn't care or he's just off doing his own thing. Yep. And if I ever bring something up, he's not on board or she's not on board. And so it creates like a bigger gap and you feel disconnected, you feel that space, you feel that tension because you want so much more, but you feel like the other person doesn't or doesn't really care or isn't responding to you.
They're going to say, you're going to feel like they don't care because you don't want it as bad as I do, or you're not putting it in. I feel like I'm in it by myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I care more than you do. You're not trying.
Right.
How am I not trying? And so, again, that's going to start producing that resentment. And especially for the women, they're going to start pulling apart or pulling away, building up walls and guards. And he's going to read and react to that. Well, you don't care. I'm not going to care either. I'm going to go into my world. And so the different silos creates this division and this big wall of separation that only feeds and festers. And you look up, not overnight, but you look up and you are in completely different spaces.
And sometimes one spouse may, instead of just drifting away and kind of going off by themselves, they might start forcing the issue, right? So they might start saying or working so that they're starting to control the situation. So they're like, you have to come on board, right? I'm not letting you do your own thing. And so the other spouse starts feeling like they're being managed or being controlled. And that's what we really want to avoid, because ultimately what we're trying to create is a shared vision, right? Where both partners are contributing, are part of the plan. It's not one person deciding what life is going to be and say, here you go.
I don't think that happens.
You have to follow.
I don't think that happens. I think both people start out trying to do things together. But desires change or things fall through or we don't fulfill or see everything through the way we said we would.
Yeah.
And so those things kind of start taking a step back.
Yeah.
When you find yourself in this spot, you're like, Terrell, Jen, we're in this spot. I want you to have this conversation I don't want to say name the problem, but begin to talk and say, hey, this is what I am feeling.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with you. Even if it does, hey, right now I am feeling isolated.
Yeah.
I am feeling alone. I don't feel supported because when I mention certain things about the future, don't use the you language. You always do this. I don't feel support. I feel like it kind of just lingers out there. And I don't get questions or I don't hear feedback or I don't hear like yes or excitement around that. So that makes me feel X, Y, Z. And then kind of gauge that response and go from there. Would you say that would be okay for you to receive?
Well, actually, I was going to say, depending on personality type and depending on how you presented that and the tone and what you're saying.
100%.
My initial reaction might be, and we've talked about this before as well, like I'm not good enough for you, or I'm not doing what I need to be doing, and you feel disappointed in me or feel like that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right?
Okay.
And so instead of feeling encouraged to do something, I would feel like pushed away.
Why?
In that sense. Versus if you were like, I guess I'm saying on my side, I would love for my spouse to come to me and be like, hey, like, let's rally up and create a shared vision or something we can do together. Or like, this is what I have in my mind. Like, let's work through it and see if we can go forward as a couple versus like, I feel like you're not. And I know, did you say I feel you're not?
Yeah,
because you were like, I feel isolated. I feel, that you're not supporting me, or I feel like
I don't feel supported.
Right.
You're not supporting me. I don't feel supported. Again,
right.
Careful with words. You got to write it out so that we are not making this you're not doing this, a bash spouse.
Because you didn't necessarily said that, but I felt that in the moment.
Sure.
Because if you're like, I feel isolated.
Okay.
That I take that as I'm making you feel isolated.
What if you are?
Right. So I would feel like.
So, but would you ask the question of why do you feel isolated, or would you ask what am I doing? that makes you feel, oh, what am I not doing?
Yeah, I would definitely ask you at this point in our relationship. I'm saying in the first year, it would have been like, I don't know what to do.
Okay, so what would you have done in the first year? Let's take us there. Because
I would have cried about it and not talked about it.
Okay.
Because I didn't know how to communicate with you.
Okay. So you would have cried about it and then not said a word about it.
Well, I would have been quiet about it because I probably would be taking time to process through what you really meant.
Okay.
And what actions of mine had led to that.
Would you ever come to me and say, what did you mean by this or what question? So you would eventually do that? Would that take a month? Because you never did.
Well, I would probably text it to you.
Okay.
But I'm saying now it would be an initial, like in the initial conversation, I feel like we could talk about that back and forth. Like
okay. Well, we were there and I was feeling a certain way. Mm-hmm. We were in different spaces. Mm-hmm. So what happened?
Like a specific, like you're talking about a specific example?
Well, again, let's talk about, we named the problem. So I came to you and said, I did this. I said, this is what I'm feeling when this happens. And then what happened?
Well, I would say, what can I do so you don't feel like that?
Well, and the next thing we had to do is we had to reframe our thoughts because you were feeling like
it's all my fault.
I'm bad Jenny. And
right.
I'm like, that's never what I said. Mm-hmm. And those things didn't come out of my mouth. So we have to reframe how you were perceiving things. I had to reframe my own thinking of, hey, everyone does not respond the way I respond or in the manner in which I think they should respond. Mm-hmm. And it's not up to me. Just because someone doesn't respond the way I think they should respond doesn't mean that response is incorrect. Mm-hmm. I have to reframe my thoughts and say, okay, how can I meet her where she is? Mm-hmm. And you have to reframe your thoughts and say, I need to meet him where he is. Mm-hmm. And then we have to have a conversation, the dialogue that says, this is what I need from you. And this is what I need from you. This is what I commit to giving. This is what I commit to giving. This is what I commit to work on and change. Mm-hmm. This is what you commit to work on and change. And then we move forward. Now we've stated the problem. We have reframed our thinking. And now we have vision. Now we have clarity. Now we've discovered something that we can do together to move forward. And you can apply this in conversation, in a relationship, but then actually to physical things. If it's a house we want to go to, or a neighborhood, or do we take this job? Do we move cities? Or how can we come together and find agreement? I know I'm talking a lot, but the scripture that I wanted to talk about for today is found in Philippians 2:2. And it says, being one in spirit and of one mind. Yeah. So that's so important and crucial for husband and wives and relationships, that we are one spirit, one mind.
Right. And creating something together, right? I remember when we were in a spot where you were pushing me a little bit because I was just very comfortable with life, I guess. Yes. And you were like, well, what's your dream? Or like, what do you ultimately want to do? Or what do you want to do next? And I didn't have an answer, especially in that moment. And so it feels a little uncomfortable on that side because you feel like, I'm not living up to something, or like, why would you even ask that?
Okay.
Like, right? Like,
I don't know. No, because in my mind, I've never heard you express this, but in my mind was, I wanted to push you both as your husband, as your covering, and even feeling the Lord, pushing me to push you is like, hey, you have so many talents and gifts and abilities, and what you are doing is fine. It's wonderful, but there's more. Mm-hmm. And maybe you can't see that. I can see that though. And so, hey, what do you want to do? What's your dream? What's your goals? Maybe you had never been asked that before. Maybe you had never had a thought of, because you were really comfortable. And I'm like, this is so much more. And for me personally, I don't want to wash, rinse, and repeat and just kind of drift through and like, say, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day. And it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. Right. Isn't there more to this? So it's like, hey, you are talented and you're not using your talent.
But I was using some of my talents, right?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, that's what I was taking it in the initial conversations, is what I was getting at. So instead, you used like curiosity questions and you push it a little bit more. And even though it was getting me out of my comfort zone,
correct,
you were also doing those things to like encourage and inspire me.
Yes.
Whereas I could have just stayed in that spot, right? And been fine, according to me.
According to you.
Right.
But it is my responsibility as your husband to say, also push you, as well as you're responsible to push me as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to push one another to greatness. And so it's important. And part of that is built through trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you trust me, that again, I am for you, I am with you, and you believe that, then, okay, he's saying something for my benefit and for my good.
Right.
And so I think it's important that you have a conversation with your spouse, with your partner, to create trust. Because none of the things that we talk about, we can't go to the next steps unless there's first a foundation of trust. And you build that foundation of trust by being open, by being vulnerable, and also by, having, I want to say integrity, but just being someone that is trustworthy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And so especially for, I know we say women, but men are emotional too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to be able to trust you.
Yeah.
And I need security as well.
100%.
I need encouragement as well.
Yeah.
But a woman is going to need that security blanket, because if she doesn't have that trust, her walls are up and she is not going to be as, what's the word I'm looking for? Cooperative.
Okay. Open,
Easily
willing.
open and willing.
Yeah.
If that trust is not there.
Right. So do you think that can happen on both sides? Like, what if it's the wife that is feeling that and presents that to the husband in terms of like, I want more for our life, or like, I want to get out of this rut of just work and coming home and sitting on the couch and watching TV. And he's just like, I'm good. Like we're making money. We're getting by. We're comfortable.
Or what more do you want? I'm taking care of the bills and I'm providing for you. And as a man, it might not click that, hey, there's more to life. There's more to our relationship, or there should be more than just you paying the mortgage.
Right. Or we can
and just
want more,
because
and
you make the mortgage doesn't give you a pass to not pour into our relationship.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. Just because you pay the mortgage doesn't give you a pass to not pour into the relationship or invest in your wife.
Right.
Right. So hopefully that can be a blurb or take that can be heard.
Yeah.
But as a woman, being able to share that in a way that he can receive it, like, hey,
exactly.
I understand and I appreciate everything you're doing. However, I'm needing some more from you in terms of what's in your heart. Where do you see us in 3 years? Is there more that you're seeing, or are you good?
Right. Right.
And he might say, well, what do you mean?
Right.
And then kind of maybe share with him, well, I've got this dream of going back to school. I've got this dream of opening an ice cream shop. It'd be wonderful if, what do you think about if we did this? What are your thoughts? And then if he's like,
or what if he sees that as pressure, right? So she's like coming with all these things that she wants to do, and then he's thinking, oh, like now I got to make more money, or now I got to change my schedule, or now I have more like on my load.
So I would say, hey, this is just me spitballing, throwing out ideas. Anything landing?
Like vision casting, right?
I'm just brainstorming right now.
Okay. Maybe
you're not, but I'm just brainstorming. Anything kind of catching up? Can we? Anything landing? Anything sticking? I'm throwing spaghetti against the wall. And if you don't get that response, like, don't get discouraged. Don't let that, oh my God, like, don't overreact.
Okay.
Like, I want you to have a sense of grounding and a sense of both spiritual and emotional maturity to say, okay,
right,
it didn't hit.
Right.
Let me go back and what's another way, Lord, that I can pitch this?
Yeah.
What's another way that I can spark or incite some vision in my husband that he can become on board with me? Like, don't give up, don't quit, and don't be like, see, that's what I'm talking about. You don't do this, do you?
Yeah.
Because that's gonna drive him away.
Right.
Right. So it is presenting some vision, and I would encourage you to do it by asking questions,
Right.
And in a tone of like, I'm here with you, and I just love. What if we own a boat or an Airbnb? Like, what do you think about that? And
see where it goes from there. So it's all really about the tone when you're saying these things.
It's that. It's also when you don't get the reaction that you want. Like, don't blow up.
Or like, I tried once and it's done and over. It's
never
going to happen. Shut down.
Yeah.
I'm doomed.
And maybe it's not like, okay, well then reverse it. And what are your passions? Do you want a motorcycle? Like, I think when we were dating, 10 years ago, you mentioned something about
you still interested in that?
Yeah.
Is that something you see in the future?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, what? What are you talking about?
You talked about a collectible Star Wars Lego Death Star. Do you ever want to put that together? I don't know. That's all the top of my head is May the 4th. So,
yes. So really dig deep with the questions. We're all about questions over here.
Look about that in our notes. Remove pressure and build safety.
Yeah. Remove the pressure, because people are not going to be open and willing. And it's really vulnerable, right? To like share a dream with somebody and get a terrible reaction.
We have in here also that, patience and partnership. Again, you got to be patient with that. If you don't get the response that you want or need, you didn't come around overnight. It took years to, build a foundation of trust.
Yes.
And so you've got to be patient. You've got to trust the God that is on the inside of you, and continue to pray and continue to be tough, even in the tough. So I had to continue to be encouraged. And even when you're quiet, I'm like, God, why do I always have to be the one to break down and say, let's talk? Why can't she pursue me sometimes? And one of my contention points, and we're almost at time, was this chick never calls me. You don't ever think to hey, how are you today? I'm on lunch. Just wanted to say hi.
Are you asking that now, or you're sharing an example?
Well, that's real.
Because I text it all the time.
Okay.
And you told me not to call you, so I'm not going to call you.
Well, that was when I was on the phones.
Correct. We never said, okay, I'm
really
open. The line is open now.
Really?
So yes. What brought us to that?
Well, I was saying that I continue to not allow myself to be discouraged. Even when I felt discouraged, okay, she's not in the spot just yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue. I got to be the rock right now. I've got to be the strong one to reach out, build the bridge, extend the hand, and say, I want to build this bridge and we're going to walk through it together.
Right. And the only way that you can do that ultimately is with the Lord, right? You're not going to be able to do this in your own strength. And before you're taking all these action steps, we always say pray at first. That's why we have that first.
Yeah.
So things like this should be prayed about, brought to the Lord, letting him guide you, like you mentioned, when to bring this up, how to bring this up, what exactly to say. That's actually where it starts versus just jump right in and start talking. Because before the talking, there needs to be some alignment with 100%.
The Lord. At the end of the day, my conversation with the Lord has been that's your child. You made her. And if I can't get through, please get through to her. Mm-hmm. And that's why I would encourage you, if you are dating, to have someone and be looking for someone who has a relationship with the Lord, because as long as they love God and have a relationship with him, it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Because when I can't get through to her, or you can't get through to me, if I'm talking to God, he's going to get through to me.
Amen.
And if we're seeking him, then he'll cause us to pursue one another. Mm-hmm. And so we talk about it. It's not just the marshmallow, just pray about it. It is so core and central,
vital
to what we believe that the word says, is that if we bring the Lord into the center of our lives, if we involve him and not try to just do it our own way or just keep bumping and figuring it out.
Right.
But if we go to our word and read, he'll guide us and lead us. He said, I'll lead you into all truth. And it's the truth that will bring freedom. So hope that helped today. Did we leave anything out? Did we touch on almost everything? Hopefully it does. There's one final thing that we would do that I would say is that you want to have some kind of structured plan that brings you together in order to come back into alignment. Mm-hmm. So we had a plan of, all right, once we kind of talked about our goals and dreams and we're like, yeah, I like that too. Yeah, well, I've been wanting to do that too. I've been wanting to go there too. Great. And now we have all these ideas and it's excitement and like, oh my goodness, you start finding yourself like coming together and building a relationship and coming closer because it's like, well, I do want to go to Alaska. Well, I do. And then, let's go on the internet and let's just search. Well, let's search. Let's look at some photos. Let's look at some and now you're casting a vision, and I don't know where darn tootin' came from, but you're getting together and let's get a plan. And so we have a tool that helps you pray things together, plan things together, and then pursue things together.
Right. And it's all laid out for you, which is also helpful if you're like, I want to do this stuff. I want to ask the questions, but I don't quite know where to
say
start
or how to say it,
what I should be doing. It's all done for you. It's our relationship vision planner. If you haven't heard about it yet, it outlines a whole year for you to set that foundation. There's a lot of steps in the beginning that you work through to really set that foundation. And then every month is a topic that you can work through together so that you are prioritizing your marriage. One big help is that it has a weekly check-in built in for you. So if you're in a place where you think, this sounds great, I want to start doing that, but you don't quite know like what to ask or what topics you should be going over.
How to have those conversations or how do I pitch this?
Right. So that is all laid out for you. So we've done all the hard work. We've laid it out. There's a beginning section that really walks you through setting the foundation of your relationship, which is super important. And then every month is a different topic that you can work through, talk about, do exercises together. And it also has, of course, the planner throughout the entire year. It's our relationship vision planner, if you haven't heard about it quite yet. And it just has reminders for you. One great part is the weekly check-in, which I really love because it's every single week. So I can say, hey, we haven't done our check-in. It really keeps us on track. It keeps the conversations going. And so you don't ever have like 3 weeks pass by and we haven't ever connected as a husband and wife. Yeah. And so it really helps you prioritize your marriage. And like Terrell said, the pray it, plan it, pursue it is throughout every section. And so it's ready for you to go.
So I'll give you kind of an example if you're watching or listening. I just kind of turned to a section here. It's the 7th topic. It says rest. There is a scripture that we have that talks about rest. And then there's a little devotional about rest. And then you can kind of maybe dream about like, what does rest look like to you? And what do you like to do for rest? How do you decompress? What are ways I can support that, right? Questions that are in here. Mm-hmm. And now you start learning about your spouse even more so. And that's casting vision, even with that. I didn't say what's your goals, right?
Yes.
But she's telling me vision, even without me
things
kind of
I would like,
pressuring her,
right?
And you don't feel pressured.
Right.
There's a prayer in here we can pray. We talked about that for how to rest, and then you can have your own prayer. A question for with a conversation: What's keeping us from resting well? With the kids.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
December.
And so it sets everything up. There's an exercise for you guys to do, and then there's date nights that you can do pertaining to rest. And then you've got some places to have goals. Like, man, I would really love to have Sunday afternoons off and not be bothered.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Yep. What can I do to support that, right? And so it's ways to have these kind of tough conversations or things that you may feel awkward having or where there's been contention before. We believe that this tool, Relationship Vision Planner, makes it so seamless and easy for you to have those kind of difficult, hard conversations. So go to relationshipvisionplanner.com. You can get more information about this. oakhavencompany.com. I know I'm giving you websites, but it's where you go to get it. There's the link in the description and the show notes. Everything you need is in the planner.
Yes, and it is undated. I do want to mention that because a lot of people might say, well, it's not January.
It's May. It's the summertime.
It's the middle of the year.
November.
Should I start a planner? Yes. Right. Anytime that you are ready to to start doing this is a good time. And month one can be any month of the year. So
that's right. Today
anytime.
is always a good day to start again.
Amen.
So a just man falls down, but he gets up 7 times. So it doesn't matter how many times you start, continue to start over. And today is always the day to have a day one. So okmancompany.com, get the relationship vision planner, and you'll be glad you did, or give it to someone who you believe might get benefit from it. So thanks for listening. Remember, if you got anything from today's topic, anything was like, I like that, thumbs up, please. Like and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. Remember, you can always get us at Okman Company, at okmancompany.com. So until next weekend, we'll miss you, but we'll see you next week. And remember, wisdom